Guys, so today we are going to discuss an example on agoraphobia through a story, right? So there lived a woman named Kala in a small town of Greenwood who enjoyed the bustling life of the community where she lived, right? So she worked at a local bookstore basically, selling books and attending town events, and she used to cherish the connections which she had with her friends, neighbors, and colleagues. However, an invisible force began to tighten its grip on Kala's life, leading to the development of agoraphobia. Right? So it all started after a particularly intense panic attack which Kala experienced during a crowded town fair. Right? The overwhelming sensations of dizziness, shortness of breath, and a racing heart left her terrified. Following that distressing episode, Kala became increasingly fearful of experiencing another panic attack, especially in public. Right? Over time, this fear transformed into a deep-seated anxiety about leaving her home. The once vibrant and social Kala gradually withdrew from her usual activities. So going to work, which was effortless part of routine, became an immense challenge. The thought of being trapped in a crowded space or unable to escape triggered paralyzing fear in her. Right? So Kala's world began to shrink as she avoided places that had once brought her joy. She stopped attending community gatherings, skipped social events, and even declined invitations from close friends. The local bookstore where she had once found solace, it also became, let's say, a distant memory as she struggled to venture beyond the safety of her home actually. Right? Her friends and family noticed the changes in Kala and expressed concern. But she found it increasingly difficult to articulate the gripping fear that held her captive. Leaving her comfort zone felt like stepping onto a steep cliff, and the uncertainty of what might happen triggered intense anxiety in her, right? One day, Kala decided to seek help. With the support of a compassionate therapist, she began cognitive-behavioural therapy, which is CBT, with a focus on exposure therapy. The therapist worked with Kala to gradually reintroduce her to the outside world in a controlled and supportive manner. They started with small steps like taking short walks in less crowded areas and gradually progressed to more challenging scenarios, right? So that is how the therapist helped her, right? Throughout her therapy journey, Kala faced setbacks and moments of overwhelming fear, all these things she faced, but the gradual exposure and coping mechanisms she learned began to make a difference. Kala's progress was slow but steady, and she discovered newfound strength within herself, right? With time and perseverance, Kala started reclaiming aspects of her life. She returned to work, ventured into, let's say, the local bookstore, and even attended small community gatherings as well. The process was not without its challenges, but Kala's resilience coupled with professional support helped her navigate the complexities of agoraphobia. So that's how it helped Kala, right? So Kala's story is a testament to the transformative power of therapy and the human capacity to overcome debilitating fears. While the journey may be arduous, seeking help and gradually facing fears can lead to renewed sense of freedom and a return to a more fulfilling life. So I hope you like this video on agoraphobia and the story associated with it. Thank you so much, guys.